Good morning. It is Monday. Welcome to the CBSN Minnesota Morning Update. I'm Jason DeRusha. Glad to have you with us today. Hope you had a good weekend. Maybe got a chance to get outside on Sunday when the smoke cleared. Yeah, today the smoke will be back this afternoon around 4. We're expecting a kind of hazy sky. High temperature of 82. Pretty normal day. That's going to heat up this week, though. Yeah. Haze this afternoon. I don't know. Should we just call it smoke? It looks hazy, but it's just the smoke from the wildfires up in Canada. So we'll see that roll in this afternoon, but it'll be around tomorrow in the morning, and then hopefully we'll get a break, but it's so dry out west. You got to believe this is not going to be the last time that smoke gets blown into Minnesota. Boy, was it crazy on Saturday, Friday and Saturday. So bad. Let's talk about this. For the first time in months, the United States is recording over 100,000 new COVID-19 cases a day. Health officials say the Delta variant is to blame. We've been telling you for a while that the Delta variant is way more contagious than the original version of COVID. Florida just broke its record for current hospitalizations the day after it recorded the most new daily cases since the start of the pandemic. And what we're seeing is people are getting vaccinated again. So people who were maybe hesitant or delaying or thought, they just weren't that worried about it are now worried. And the number of first doses administered was up 30% last week. We kind of wanted to take your temperature on COVID. Are you more concerned about COVID today than you were, say, a week or a month ago? As a vaccinated person, I've been out living life again, really enjoying it. And I will say, I definitely am plugging back into the new research, the new developments, what they're saying, as we look ahead towards things like the state fair and trying to make a decision. Do we go? Do we not? Do we feel good about it? Do we not? I still personally feel, as a vaccinated person, even if I get COVID, the beauty of the vaccine is that it is very unlikely that I'll end up hospitalized. And that's the goal, right? I get the flu shot and I continue living life knowing that there is a chance I'll still get the flu. So anyway, we just wanted to know where you're at. How are you feeling? Are you anxious? Are you still feeling great? Share your comments and we'll read through a couple in just a minute. The CDC recently confirmed that vaccinated people can easily spread the virus. And so that again adds to these concerns that we're having towards the start of the school year. Experts are now saying, and we'll hear more from the CDC, they haven't released the data, but they told us that they know that everyone can spread the Delta variant. The Delta variant has been hitting children harder than the original version of COVID. Some have ended up hospitalized. So doctors are urging parents with children who are 12 and older to get vaccinated right now. That way they'll be fully vaxxed by the start of the school year for those 12 and up. Some of the concerns doctors are hearing are questions about the newness of the vaccine, the long-term effects, and the fact that it is under an emergency approval from the FDA, not a full approval.
I understand the concern, and yes, these vaccines are somewhat new, but they're not that new anymore, and we have really good experience now, and I am confident as a parent and as a physician that they are safe.
New guidance from the CDC and the American Academy of Pediatrics says all children, K through 12, should wear masks indoors at school. Still up to each Minnesota school district to set their own guidelines. Several of the biggest districts tell us they'll be announcing rules in the next few weeks. Such a sad story with Mac Motzko, the 20-year-old who, along with a friend, was in the backseat of a car, a Bentley, last week. And the driver of that car told police, according to police, that he was drinking, and it was his fault, the crash that killed these two youngsters. Mac is the son of Gopher hockey coach Bob Motzko. He and Sam Schuneman died when police say that speeding driver went off the road in Orono. Today, a celebration of life. We're waiting on results of a blood test to see if that driver, well, basically the question is what kind of charges will he face? Family and friends will remember Mac at that service at Cathedral High School's North Gym in St. Cloud. At 1 o'clock, a visitation will follow that. Pretty cool statue in downtown Minneapolis with a message that is important and a message that resonates very much here in Minnesota, as this state has often been a home for migrants and refugees. The statue is called Angels Unaware. And really the faith community in Minnesota, the Lutheran Church, Catholic charities, a big part of why you have a large Hmong and Somali population here. We've been a refuge for folks who are fleeing from injustice or oppression. This is a replica of the statue installed in St. Peter's Square in Vatican. It's really designed to provoke a discussion of welcomeness and hope. It's traveling the country. It'll be here in Minneapolis through the end of the month. Downtown St. Paul was buzzing bright and early on Sunday as people were celebrating National Farmers Market Week.
It's been a challenging year this year, but amazingly there is a lot of produce down here. So, I hope everybody can make it down here.
St. Paul's Farmers Market opened more than 165 years ago. What a history. What is the best use of zucchini? This might be it. Stick some wheels in it, roll it down a track, set it in the trash. I have a love-hate relationship with zucchini. Sometimes I love it. Sometimes you're like, this is a watery, mushy trash vegetable. Hot zucchini takes this morning. Good stuff over at the Farmers Market in St. Paul. Zoom, have you been Zooming? Zoom. Oh, it's a verb now. We talk about Zooming all the time. Let's Zoom. Let's have a Zoom meeting. Zoom fatigue. What about Zoom bombing? Remember early in the pandemic, Zoom had hacking issues, and they just settled an $85 million lawsuit. This was essential, really, as businesses figured out how to conduct business remotely. But there was a point early on in this where private meetings were being interrupted by strangers. They called it Zoom bombing. Could you imagine, like, you're having a meeting and some weirdo gets in there, hey? And by weirdo, I mean, like, not the normal weirdos you work with. Zoom officials say the company has kind of, improved their security and safeguards for company data. But that's what happens when you go from being like a nothing company all of a sudden to being critical. Yeesh. So there you go. Broadway Theater is getting ready to reopen in the coming weeks. Some of the first plays are set to reopen this week. Theater owners are asking for proof of vaccination. They'll have to wear masks in there as well. Those rules are expected to be in place through October. Could be extended beyond that. And I guess we'll see what happens with the Delta variant, right? One of the Midwest's biggest music festivals went all through the weekend, wrapped up last night, and they kicked one performer off the stage after a week of controversy. Is DaBaby officially canceled? I think probably so. DaBaby's a rapper. You might be saying, like, who is DaBaby? But if you know the Dua Lipa song, Levitating, you probably, the rapper on that song is DaBaby. Lollapalooza said they were founded on diversity, inclusivity, respect, and love, and so DaBaby is out. Of course, you can say, like, why did it take them a week to decide that after we all heard what DaBaby said? If you haven't heard it, you could Google it, but homophobic, to say the least. Pretty offensive stuff on stage a week ago. The rapper, like, kind of apologized for saying this stuff and kind of didn't, and so anyway, he hasn't responded to this. Looking for this movie, a true crime book turned movie. The casting announcement, big time. Lady Gaga, Adam Driver, starring in the film House of Gucci. And look at Lady Gaga. She plays murderer Patrizia Reggiani, who murders her ex-husband, who's the grandson of renowned fashion designer Guccio Gucci, played by Driver. House of Gucci set for release Thanksgiving weekend. All right, we asked you how you're feeling, what your kind of status is when it comes to the latest news about COVID. Lots of news breaking on Friday. And Leah says, yeah, I'm concerned about it. Yeah, I definitely am more concerned than I was a week or a month ago, that's for sure. Here's Tamara, worried for her children. Yeah, if you have kids under 12, I think that's like boy, I feel for you parents in that situation. Not only have you had to deal with school from home, but then also now this sort of thing. Worried about teachers and administrators too. Hard to enforce mask wearing or distancing. 6-year-old deserves to feel protected too. I will say my kids, who are both going into the high school, have both said, like, when school was in session, everybody was wearing masks, and for kids, it's not that big of a deal. Like, they've adjusted to it, they're used to it. so they sort of expect it. Thanks, Tamara. Here's Pam. Yeah, I'm more concerned now. I got my shots, but I don't want to get the Delta variant. Yeah, we had a pediatrician on the show this morning who said, like with the state fair, she has teenagers who are vaccinated. She's vaccinated. Breakthrough cases are rare, but they happen, and she doesn't want her kids to be quarantined the week before school, so she's debating not letting them go to the fair. Yeah, I think a lot of us will have those discussions. Thanks, Pam. Andrea says some, but I was already pretty concerned to begin with, still trying to protect my littles. Yeah. Andrea, I think you parents with kids under 12 are in the toughest spot because you can't get them vaccinated, so you want to protect them. Thanks, Andrea. Mary is fully vaccinated but worried. Yeah, and that's the headline. Like, I really want to reinforce that. This is what the medical experts are telling us. I'm not telling you to go get vaccinated, but the medical experts are, and they're saying that just like the flu vaccine, sometimes you may get COVID, even vaccinated, but you're not going to go to the hospital and you're not going to die. And that's the key. That's what it's about. So thank you all for your comments. We appreciate it. We're going to we're trying our best to follow this stuff and not be hysterical and not be alarmist and keep things in perspective. But we do want you to know as things change, and there might be things worth being more concerned about. So we'll do our best here as we do every day here on the CBSN Minnesota Morning Update. Thanks for spending some time with us. We will be back here again tomorrow, same time. Have a great day.